to get back to work on my next video. Okay, everyone's clearly gonna skip over this intro, and I'm way behind schedule, so let's make this quick. You are?
Mrs. Evil Santa!
And you've?
Moved into your game room and turned it into a playroom for Evil Santa Jr.
Because?
Being First Lady is boring, and my husband got angry after a late-night talk show host said something bad about him, so I took the launch codes with me and hid them under the floorboards so that he can't use them.
Cool. What'd you do with my stuff?
It's downstairs, man.
Wow, that voice doesn't match at all. Okay, I'm done here, bye. I can dig it. I think it's pretty clear to most of my viewers that I'm kind of a big Mario fan. Just a little. Much like how Ant Dude is seen as the Kirby guy, some call me Johnny's the Sonic guy, Cat Icarus is the Crash guy, and LGR, wants to marry old computers, Mario is my bread and butter. It's the one franchise that I always come back to. It's the one that seems to bring both the best and the worst out of me. I've gone on multiple times about how much I love the Mario series, but after I did my first Mario marathon in 2015, I've mostly been saving newer Mario videos for special occasions like Christmas, and considering how many other Mario games are out there waiting for me to look at them, that got me thinking, what would be the best way for me to make more Mario videos without doing it maybe once or twice a year? But then it hit me. Peanut Butter Gamer does an annual series of videos on his channel where he makes Zelda-related content during the month of November, and that's when I thought, hey, there's something I can steal. So throughout the summer, I'm going to be giving you a new Mario-related video, hopefully every single week. There isn't going to be a particular theme for this, like I'm not just doing the RPGs or the sports games or anything like that. I'm just going to go through the topics that I've always wanted to do. So, without further me talking, welcome to the first annual Summer of Mario. And what better way to start things off than by focusing on the one spin-off series that everyone's been asking me to cover literally since the beginning. No, the other one. No, I mean the other one. Nope. Nope. Not even close. Okay, you're just messing with me now, aren't you? There we go, Mario Kart!
Yeah, it's about time I got around to this. What originally started as a two-player sequel to the single-player SNES classic F-Zero soon became one of the most popular and influential series of racing games on the market. The idea of Mario starring in his own racing game was nothing new at the time, or at least not in Japan. Mario had already been a playable character in the Famicom Grand Prix games for the Famicom Disk System in the late 80s. This is where Mario's mechanic and racing outfits in Super Mario Odyssey came from, but I digress. Other driving-based games like Rally X, Rad Racer, and Pole Position were all about scoring the highest number of points in the fastest time possible, but the Mario Kart series pioneered the cartoony action racer, where colorful characters pelt each other with items as they make their way to the finish line. Other games would come along like Crash Team Racing, Diddy Kong Racing, or Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, basically any game that has the word racing in the title, to give their own spin on this formula, but none of them ever seemed to perfect it in the way that Mario Kart has. Yes, everybody loves some good old-fashioned Mario Kart action, don't they? Whether it be the console games, the handheld games, or the arcade games that are super hard to find no matter how many Chuck E. Cheese's or Dave & Buster's I go to just to play them, the Mario Kart series has always provided a great time for friends and family looking to destroy each other with turtle shells and banana peels. Because that's what makes for better relationships.
I love the Mario Kart series. It was how I was introduced to the racing genre, and it's only appropriate that I give it the attention it deserves. Originally I was going to talk about each game individually, but then I realized, well, once you've played one Mario Kart, you've pretty much played them all. So instead, this video is going to be a retrospective on the series as a whole. I'll give my thoughts on all the games, share a bit of history with them, and see how they hold up. This probably isn't what some of you were hoping for, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
So here we have the game that started it all. Oh, I don't have enough space. Alright, just give me a second. Sorry, Mega Man 10. I need to play the Mario. So here we have the game that started it all, Super Mario Kart, released on September 1st, 1992 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, even though I grew up on the SNES and had plenty of games for it, I don't recall Super Mario Kart ever being part of my collection. In fact, the first time I remember playing it was when it was released on the Wii's Virtual Console service in November 2009. Also, rest in peace, Wii Shop channel, I'm gonna miss you. I didn't play it much, but whenever I did, it was certainly an interesting experience. Only 2 classes and 3 cups from the start, courses that are slightly different variants of each other, 5 tracks per cup, 5 laps per race, and a roster of 8 characters. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Yoshi, Toad, Koopa Troopa, and Donkey Kong Jr.? Huh. I guess the other Donkey Kong was busy prepping for his big comeback. Or maybe he was supervising the construction of his new treehouse. The tracks had coins for you to collect, and driving over these question mark spaces would give you items. These are what really made Super Mario Kart so special, having something to impede your opponent's progress and get you one step closer to victory! Koopa shells could be fired at other players like projectiles, with the red shells homing in on whoever's in front of you. Sometimes. The mushroom gave you an extra speed boost. Dropping banana peels caused anyone driving over them to slip up. The Starman made you invincible for a short period of time. And the cape feather from Super Mario World could let you jump up in the air and take shortcuts that couldn't be taken normally. For a racing game in the early 90s, Super Mario Kart was pretty deep in terms of gameplay. Graphically, it was just as impressive. The use of Mode 7 really gave the impression that you were in a 3D world. Not that one. And the character sprites and backgrounds blend perfectly together. And even though most of the tracks all look the same, they at least look aesthetically pleasing. Can't say much for the music though, since I don't really pay attention to it when I'm so focused on winning the race. But the title track is a highlight for me and would later become the series' main theme. After putting more time into Super Mario Kart, I would consider it to be a pretty fun game. Or at least, I would if the controls were a bit better. The acceleration's fine for the most part, but the steering is incredibly sluggish, and the drifting sort of fidgets you around. Sometimes when you steer too far in one direction, it feels like there's some sort of opposing force pushing you the other way. Other times, when you make too sharp of a turn, your car will spin out of control. Because of this, driving on tracks like Donut Plains 2 can be just plain weird with how many awkward turns you're expected to make. Then there's Bowser's Castle 2, or as I like to call it, Bowser's Bouncy Castle 2, because all you do is bounce off of everything.
This game certainly has a lot of nostalgic charm to it, and it's fun to see how the Mario Kart series began. But if you, for whatever reason, haven't played any of the Mario Kart games and were looking for a place to start, Super Mario Kart would not be my first recommendation. It's not a bad game by any means, but from my experience, it hasn't really aged well. So let's see if things could get better from here.
5 years later, on February 10th, 1997, Mario Kart jumped to the Nintendo 64 with the ingeniously titled Mario Kart 64. Not to be confused with the slot machine of the same name. Yeah, this was real. Compared to the original, this game was seen as a major step up. Everything was in 3D, except for the character models, which are pre-rendered 2D sprites. The tracks were more varied and unique, races are 3 laps long now instead of 5, and Donkey Kong finally got to join the roster. Oh, and Wario's here too. Mario Kart 64 is a bit more cartoony than its predecessor. Whenever you take any damage or land from a great distance, you see these words appear on the screen like an episode of the 60s Batman show. That's a cute little detail, but I'm pretty sure that "poomp" is a lyric from Man's Not Hot by Roadman Shack.
And the boom.
The courses are also a little more interactive. Look, I can drive up to Peach's Castle in Royal Raceway. And there's a train in Calamari Desert. Oh, no, Toad, look out! Like with Super Mario Kart, I didn't get to play this game until I bought it on the Virtual Console. And even though Mario Kart 64 is often considered to be the best Mario Kart game of all time, I never really got into it. The controls feel a little better than the original, but not by much. Drifting and steering is still too finicky for my liking, and sometimes the way it responds to button inputs is rather inconsistent. Look at that, I tried to drift there, but nothing happened. And Peach just tripped over that ramp. Good job. And that rubber band AI is just annoying. When you're in a race, computer players will drive at the same speed as you if they're in front of you, but if you go ahead of them, they'll suddenly get faster and easily catch up. I guess it's supposed to keep the racers from getting too far away from each other, but that's the point. You have to get far away from your opponents to win. It's a crutch, seemingly put in the game just to annoy you. Another thing I noticed is that some of the courses seem to go on for a little longer than they should. Wario Stadium's pretty boring, but Rainbow Road is the worst. A long and winding road with little to no obstacles in your way, aside from chomps, and each lap lasts about 2 minutes. That's 6 minutes per race.
My thoughts on Mario Kart 64 are pretty much the same as my thoughts on Super Mario Kart. It's by no means bad, but I don't think it's aged very well. I mean, if you ask me, the best thing to come out of Mario Kart 64 was the toys. For real, these things are awesome. Figures that come with their own carts and items, who wouldn't love that? I just wish I could find more in-box figures on eBay at reasonable prices.
When I was in middle school, a friend of mine gave me his Game Boy Advance SP and all the games he had for it. Among them were 2 Yu-Gi-Oh games, Zone of the Enders, The Fist of Mars, whatever this is, Super Mario Advance 1 and 4, the classic NES port of Super Mario Bros., and Mario Kart Super Circuit. Released on August 27, 2001, this was the first Mario Kart game to be made for a handheld, and it was also developed by our good friends at Intelligent Systems, the same guys responsible for the Paper Mario series. And I guess the Fire Emblem games, but nobody cares about them. The characters are the same as in the previous game. The courses have a little more variety as well, with Ribbon Road being inside a giant pile of presents, and Cheeseland being made entirely out of cheese. So I'm guessing it takes place on the moon from Wallace and Gromit. Sunset Wilds is probably my favorite out of all of them. I just love how it goes from day to night as the race goes on. I'll be honest though, when I played Mario Kart Super Circuit as a kid, and even going into adulthood, I used to hate this game. Nothing about it was really that much fun to me, or even any good. But now that I've played it again after being away from it for so long, I was happy to find that it wasn't as bad as I remember it. It's still not great, however. The biggest issue I had with Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart 64 was with the controls, and frankly, they're not much better here. They seem to have the same problem as the first game, where turning sort of pushes you in the opposite direction of where you're turning, and it still makes you spin out, but here it's even worse because it takes your character completely out of your control. One time I even found myself spinning out for absolutely no reason. Seriously, what happened here? The drifting and the steering are incredibly loose, so you can't really be precise with anything, and as if the controls weren't slippery enough, Snowland really drives that issue home. Drives. Get it? Because it's a game about cars? Forget it. There are these prompts that appear on screen which tell you what kind of turns are coming up on the track, so that could give you a better idea on what you should do, but even so, the controls are just too slippery for me. Bottom line, I may not like how the game handles, but at least Mario Kart Super Circuit is still playable, I guess? Anyway, here's Mario Kart Double Dash.
Every year, my family and I take a 2-week vacation up in Canada, and we stay at this place that's kind of like a giant campsite with a bunch of cabins everywhere. And in 2005? Yeah, 2005, we were staying in one cabin, and a friend of my sister's was staying in another. Then one day, he brought over his GameCube and a couple games for us to play. Some of these games included Kirby Air Ride, Mario Power Tennis, Super Smash Bros. Melee, WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Games, I think? And of course, Mario Kart Double Dash. Now we're getting personal. Double Dash was the first Mario Kart game I ever played, and pushing aside my nostalgic bias towards it for just a minute, I personally believe that this is where the Mario Kart series really started getting good. Like, really good.
Released on November 17th, 2003, this was the first Mario Kart game, and so far the only one, to put you in control of 2 characters per vehicle. They can both carry one item at a time, and you can switch them out if you want to use one character's item over the others. Each character also has their own unique special items, like Mario and Luigi have fireballs, Wario and Waluigi have bob-ombs, and Baby Mario and Baby Luigi have a chain chomp. For some reason. Whatever, it's awesome, so that's all that matters. Speaking of characters, the roster was more than doubled from the last 3 games, and since she was created for the sake of giving Toad a partner, Mario Kart Double Dash also marks the debut of Toadette. But with all these characters made available to you, and with each one having their own special item, it kind of gives Double Dash a level of strategy that no other Mario Kart game has. There are so many possibilities for item combos, like Yoshi's Egg and Paratroopa's Triple Red Shell, or Toad's Golden Mushroom and Peach's Spinning Hearts. Double Dash is like the Burger King of Mario Kart. You can have it your way, but you don't get a cheeseburger. This was always my favorite thing about the game, but what else I love about it, that I wouldn't realize until I was much older, is how the tracks are all geographically connected. You can see Daisy Cruiser in the background on Yoshi's Circuit, the pyramids from Dry Dry Desert can be seen in Luigi's Circuit, oh, and one of the higher-ranking mansions from Luigi's Mansion as well. DK Mountain can be seen in Dino Dino Jungle, and Rainbow Road is located directly above Mushroom City. This is a brilliant detail that consistently pops up all throughout the game, and it makes the tracks feel like they coexist in the same world instead of being separate from each other. By the way, this is hands down the best version of Rainbow Road ever. Fight me if you think I'm wrong. And they finally got the controls right. They weren't perfect, but they were far superior to the first 3 games. Steering felt better, drifting felt better, acceleration was improved, you never spin out anymore, and it's just tighter and more precise. I have complete control, and I couldn't be more ecstatic about it. Double Dash also has new battle modes, introducing Bob-omb Blast and Shine Thief. These two can get really intense, but that just added to the great times I had with this game. Playing Mario Kart Double Dash left me with so many happy memories. Indulging in the multiplayer with friends and family, and I even entered a Double Dash tournament in my neighborhood. I didn't win, unfortunately, but the excitement in the room could be felt from space. As a kid, when I got my own GameCube, this was one of my favorite games for the lunchbox. And to this day, Mario Kart Double Dash is still my favorite installment in the Mario Kart series, for the improvements it makes from its predecessors and the memories it left with me.
After Double Dash introduced me to the series, I made it my mission to collect all the other Mario Kart games. I wanted to see what the rest of the series was like, and I think the next game I played after Double Dash was its follow-up, Mario Kart DS.
This game marked the Mario Kart series' return to handhelds when it came out on November 14th, 2005. I don't remember how I was introduced to it. Maybe I got it as a Christmas gift, or maybe Mike got it for his birthday and we both played it. Well, however it happened, I recall spending a lot of time on this as a kid, especially local multiplayer with my cousins. It also supported Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, so you could play with other players online. But that's kind of a thing of the past. It dropped the 2 characters per vehicle mechanic, and looking back, Mario Kart DS didn't really have that much going for it aside from the online play. You could make your own logo to use on your character's vehicle. I always made the Ben 10 logo when I was younger. Yeah, I was a dork. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm still a dork. There was also a new mission mode that required you to complete certain challenges, like driving through gates or driving backwards, and it also had bosses to fight, most of them taken from Super Mario 64 DS. Mario Kart DS also gave us what's now considered to be a staple of the Mario Kart series, retro courses. Super Circuit kinda had this too with all the tracks from Super Mario Kart, but this was the first time we got to replay tracks from every previous game. This game always had one of the best selections of retro courses in my opinion. They're perfectly balanced and they're just great choices. I also love the new tracks like Tick Tock Clock, the new Mario Circuit, and can't forget about Waluigi Pinball. What I remember most about playing this game as a kid was spending a lot of time on Battle Mode. There weren't as many options available like in Double Dash, but I could always count on Balloon Battle for simple, semi-violent fun. One of the battle courses even had you drive around on an actual Nintendo DS, like how the GameCube was a course in Double Dash's battle mode. Also, if 1 or 2 of your balloons get popped, you could hold down the select button to inflate more balloons that can keep you around a little longer. As a kid, I loved playing anything on my DS Lite, and yeah, I still have it after all these years. It's seen better days, to say the least. When I wasn't busy playing Super Mario Galaxy all hours of the day, I was either playing New Super Mario Bros. Or Mario Kart DS. And I remember playing Battle Mode almost every night when I would go to bed. I don't know why I played it so much. Maybe it was just the hyperactive nature of Battle Mode that appealed to me. It would make sense, what with me being an unstable child at the time. Or maybe I still am, but in adult form. Mario Kart DS in general was one of my favorite DS games growing up, as you can probably tell. And I definitely had a lot of fun with it. But nowadays, I don't find myself going back to it as much. And I guess it's because its biggest selling point, the online play, is pretty much defunct. That, and compared to other games in the series, especially Mario Kart Double Dash, it's mostly just okay. Wait, is that Rob the Robot? 3 years before he'd be playable in Super Smash Bros. Brawl? How peculiar.
And because I can't think of a clever segue, let's move on to Mario Kart Wii.
This game was released for the Wii, obviously, on April 27th, 2008, and I specifically remember Mike getting it as a birthday gift either in 2009 or 2010. The Wii in our household was definitely the family console. My parents, my siblings, and I all had our own Miis, we had Wii Sports and Wii Play, and before it gradually became just mine and Mike's, Mario Kart Wii was a great party game with friends. Maybe that's why it's the second best-selling game on the system, because everyone just had so much fun with it. I haven't heard that much praise for it in the years following its release. If anything, the responses I've seen are usually kind of mixed. But for me, Mario Kart Wii is still one of my favorite entries in the series, above Mario Kart 64 for sure, and very closely behind Double Dash. They added an automatic drift option that I find very natural and surprisingly more reliable than manual drift, and you can perform tricks in midair to give yourself a short boost of speed upon landing. This is also the first Mario Kart game to have motorbikes, and you can do wheelies to give yourself a little more speed. The controls feel a little bit floatier compared to Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart Double Dash, but still very tight and responsive. This is when you're not using the Wii Remote, by the way. You could steer it left and right to control your car, and you could even stick it in this giant hunk of circular plastic if you wanted to feel more like you're driving a car. But personally, I don't like to use the motion controls much. I like to be precise with racing games, which is why I prefer using a GameCube or Classic controller. Mario Kart Wii's contributions to the formula, like with Mario Kart DS, are nothing spectacular, but it doesn't have to be groundbreaking to be considered fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it for its great selection of courses, fantastically updated versions of classic tracks, and a nice selection of characters to play as, except for those little devil spawns. After Super Mario 3D World, I found that Rosalina's kind of become a shell of her former self, but at the time, seeing her in Mario Kart Wii was really cool. You can unlock her if you had a Super Mario Galaxy save file on your console, and she still had a personality back then, so that was nice.
Mario Kart Wii also had online play, but like Mario Kart DS, it ran on Nintendo's Wi-Fi connection service, and that shut down years ago. So let's jump ahead to the year 2011. Now we're on the 3DS, and on December 4th came the release of Mario Kart 7. Yeah, this is when they started numbering them. I don't get this change. I mean, what's going to happen when we get to the 64th game? They can't call it Mario Kart 64 because we already have one.
Oh dear. And here I thought my name was Professor Overanalyze.
Back in the closet, your time will come later.
Yes, Daddy.
Wait, what did you call me?
Mario Kart 7 was another game I was really excited about when it was announced. The 3DS was the first system I ever bought for myself, using allowance money and trading in my brother's DSi, which he didn't mind since he was getting mine anyway. I don't know why I had to trade in my brother's DSi when I could have just traded in mine. I don't remember how exactly that worked out, but you know, whatever. And getting 2 new Mario games in the same year seemed like it was going to make buying one worth it. Needless to say, 14-year-old me was satisfied, but 21-year-old me hasn't played it very often in recent years. It's still a very good game though, easily the best Mario Kart on a handheld. It plays a lot like Mario Kart Wii with the tricks and the motion controls. There's also this first-person mode that I don't get, honestly. You can't see much of the track, and it's pretty pointless in hindsight. Did anyone ever even use this? Well, the rest of the game's controls are fine, and the tracks are still pretty cool. Piranha Plant Slide is a wonderful tribute to the original Super Mario Bros., even though the music sounds like it was clearly made in Apple GarageBand, and you can even race on Woohoo Island from Wii Sports Resort. Twice. Okay. Karts can glide through the air and drive underwater this time, and you can even customize your kart with different bodies and tires. Collecting enough coins can unlock new parts for your vehicle, and you can find them on the track in the vein of Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart Super Circuit. Mario Kart 7 also has a pretty cool selection of retro courses. It's great to see Daisy Cruiser and Dino Dino Jungle get some attention, and older tracks like Calamari Desert and SNES Rainbow Road look fantastic. One thing I always found weird though was a few very specific character choices. Metal Mario gets his own slot, then you've got Lakitu, Wiggler, and the Honey Queen from Super Mario Galaxy? Well, kudos for including obscure characters instead of more clones, even if one of those obscure characters is your franchise's equivalent of the Pillsbury Doughboy.
It's time for Random Trivia!
Mario Kart 7 wasn't necessarily seen as a priority during its development. Nintendo had their staff working on games like Nintendogs Plus Cats and The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword at the time, so Retro Studios was brought in to help finish it and have the game ready for its holiday 2011 release. Having previously worked on Donkey Kong Country Returns, they provided most of the assets for the DK Jungle track, and ironically, they also worked on the retro courses to help them better understand how to design tracks for a Mario Kart game. Woo!
That just leaves us with the latest game in the series, Mario Kart 8, released on May 30th, 2014. They're still sticking with the numbers, apparently. I love the Wii U, but I can't deny how less than successful it was. Even so, this game briefly increased sales of the console, and now it's seen as a contender for the title of Best Mario Kart. I am so conflicted with this one.
And I shouldn't be, because everything here that's great is done superbly. It has the best graphics of any Mario Kart game, luscious colors, brilliant use of environmental effects, and all of it running at a smooth 60 frames per second. It has the best controls of any Mario Kart game, perfectly tight, perfectly responsive, and no slipperiness whatsoever, not even with the game's new anti-gravity gimmick. It has the best soundtrack of any Mario Kart game, beautifully orchestrated, the songs are appropriate for the tracks they play on, and as a first for this series, each course has its own unique piece of music. The new courses made for this game are also fantastic. Mario Kart Stadium is great, Twisted Mansion is great, Dolphin Shoals is great, Electrodrome is great, and Toad Harbor has since become my absolute favorite track in the entire series. Mario Kart 8 also has downloadable content, and a majority of it is great too. I love Wild Woods, I love Super Bell Subway, I love the Mercedes-Benz cross promotion, and don't even get me started on the Animal Crossing stuff, it's too pure for this world. This should be the best Mario Kart game of all time. So why isn't it? Well, I'd hate to admit it, but for me, it really just comes down to nitpicking. Coins return from Mario Kart 7, and they're also available from item boxes now, like in Super Mario Kart. I only find this annoying when I already have the maximum amount of coins I can carry and would prefer something that can actually be useful. They also changed how items in general are managed. In previous games, you could carry an item behind you to make space in your inventory for another item to use for later. Now it just stays in the inventory until you let it go, and I don't necessarily feel comfortable with that change. A perfect example of, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Other gripes I have with Mario Kart 8 include certain character choices like Baby Rosalina and this waste of thought. This selection of retro courses could have been a little better as well, although Mario Kart 64's Rainbow Road is way better here. And I said I liked a large portion of the DLC, but some of it also could have been better. Why did they bring back SNES Rainbow Road again? They already had it in the last game. None of this really matters in the grand scheme of things, but I think we can all agree this battle mode is severely lacking. Balloon Battle is the only option they give you, and the battle courses are now replaced with slightly modified versions of normal racetracks. This is just dumb. Small and confined spaces made things more chaotic and fun, so this just slows things down to the nth degree. At least you can use Amiibo to unlock racing suits for your Mii, and the highlight reels are pretty cool too. I enjoy reflecting on my blunders. So yeah, when comparing favorites, I would rank Mario Kart 8 a little higher, but most of the minor issues I have with it are just a bit too distracting. It also doesn't have the same level of strategy that keeps Mario Kart Double Dash at the top of my list. But before we sign off, let's take a look at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, an enhanced port released in April 2017 for the Nintendo Switch. I was initially somewhat disappointed when it was first revealed, because every Nintendo console to this point had its own Mario Kart game, and having Mario Kart on the Switch be nothing more than a version of a Mario Kart game that already exists just seemed kinda lame to me. I was gonna buy it anyway, gotta add to the collection and everything, but I wasn't in any real rush. Now I'm glad that I have it, because even though Mario Kart 8 Deluxe carries over some aspects of the original game that I wasn't very fond of, you should not exist, I was happy with a lot of the new stuff. They didn't change item management entirely, but now you have 2 item boxes, meaning you can carry up to 2 items at a time. There isn't an option to switch them around like in Double Dash, but this is fine. All the DLC is included from the start, along with new characters like Bowser Jr. and the Inklings from Splatoon. You get an additional speed boost while drifting, indicated by purple sparks coming from the back of your car, and battle mode has been tremendously improved. We have a better selection of courses, and now we have 5 different modes to choose from. Renegade Roundup is a personal favorite of mine. It's basically cops and robbers on speed. It's insane, it's frantic, it's absolutely bonkers. This is what battle mode in Mario Kart games should be.
2319! We have a 2319!
I would have preferred if we got an entirely new Mario Kart game for the Switch, but if you have any desire to play Mario Kart 8, get the Deluxe port. It's easily the best version of the game, despite a few of my gripes with the original still being present, and Double Dash will continue to be my personal favorite unless we eventually do get a Mario Kart 9 and it turns out to be amazing. Really, no matter which one is said to be the best or the worst, The Mario Kart series in its entirety is sure to provide a good time for you and your friends and family in any shape or form.
This has been a very fun journey to go on, just to see where the Mario Kart series started and where it is now in comparison to where it was back in the day. I may not go back to every single installment, but the joy and the splendor that these games have brought me over the years in one way or another cannot be ignored. What a great way to kick off the first summer of Mario, huh? Well, I'll see you guys next time with another video. Well, until then, this is Mark, aka Marc Lovallo, bidding you all a smashing farewell.